The legacy of St. Mary's Medical Center begins over a century ago on the other side of the world. Originating in Bremerhaven, Germany, the Pallottine Missionary Sisters were founded by St. Vincent Pallottine, who lived his life's motto, "The love of Christ impels us." In the early 1900s, 4 sisters traveled from Germany on a ship destined for the United States, arriving in New York, but then soon answered a cry for help. They were needed in Appalachia. After establishing hospitals and schools in northern West Virginia, the sisters were asked to come to Huntington to establish a facility for a growing city without a public hospital to care for the influx of people that had moved to the area. Upon their arrival, the sisters went to work, transforming a vacant school building located in the Highland neighborhood into the area's first 35-bed public hospital. On November 7, 1924, St. Mary's welcomed its first patient, a charity patient, starting its century-long legacy of caring for all people. The sisters dedicated their lives' work to St. Mary's and the Huntington community. The food they grew in their gardens and prepared with their own hands fed their patients and themselves. The linens and blankets they laundered and mended provided warmth and comfort. The prayers they spoke, both aloud and in private, provided peace and hope and sought direction and guidance. As St. Mary's grew, so did the responsibilities of the sisters. They worked as administrators, educators, and leaders. They put their skills in education to work in the lab and radiology departments and patient and operating rooms. They held the hands of countless patients and family members through tragedies and through celebrations. Throughout the last century, 121 sisters have served at St. Mary's, working as caregivers, gardeners, laborers, cooks, seamstresses, administrators, educators, no task too great or too small. 100 years later, their work continues. Under their watchful eye, St. Mary's has flourished into what we have all grown to know today, a state-of-the-art medical center that provides compassionate, world-class care to our region. Recently, the Pallottine Missionary Sisters gathered to reminisce, to share, to laugh, to cry, to celebrate friendships.
And there's one woman that here has impressed me and loved me, even though she doesn't know it. And there's so many ways she cared for me. Even when I had surgery one time and she sat by my side, no matter what.
You knew that was about you, didn't you?
No,
you knew that was about you, didn't you?
I know, yeah.
No matter
She
what.
still cares for me. She still cares.
What?
You still care for me.
Yes, I know.
Doctor, she isn't away my mother.
But
I mean, she's not like my mother, but mother is.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
sometimes I get on her nerves because I keep asking her how she's doing and things like that. And I know I'm tickling her brain and I'm getting on her nerves. I come into church and I say, Elizabeth, how are you today?
To share memories.
Sister Hedwig she was superb in roses, and she was dealing with the people in the park that would grow the roses. Well, she came out with the best roses all the time. So she asked me, will you help me? I said, I don't know beans about roses. I know kids, but I don't know roses. She said, I'll tell you the smell of each one, and then we'll label them. Well, after a while, I smelled so many of them. But there's little things like that that I learned a lot from them. You can really grow with the older sisters. Yeah.
And to offer their hopes for the future.
I would like that more and more we can use the graces of God to do the good advice that my parents gave me by example, and that is to accept what comes when it comes to you, but to accept it with a smile.
Yeah.
To accept it not as a punishment or terrible thing, but as an opportunity or an invitation to grow, go one step further. Sometimes that's all you can do is take one step further. God is every minute He's inviting us to respond to that minute as we're able. As we're able. Sometimes we're able to respond well. Sometimes we need one another to remind us a little bit, you know. Hey, I haven't seen you smile all day. She smiles all the time.
I try.
For 100 years, the Pallottine Missionary Sisters have stood in our midst as consecrated servants of Christ, binding up wounds, pouring love into troubled hearts, guiding and directing afflicted souls to the cherished refuge of the heart of Christ.
My hope, I think, is our staff members will be able to continue the legacy that we've started. We've tried to lay groundwork for them that we're able to pass on to them, but just I pray that they're able to continue serving the people in the area and doing God's work for us.
It's a legacy of resilience, of compassion, of love. A legacy that includes not only the sisters who have passionately served the Huntington area over the last century, but also the doctors, nurses, administrators, staff, and students who have ever called St. Mary's home. But the St. Mary's legacy transcends the walls of St. Mary's Medical Center. It can be seen in our community, in our people, in our educational system, in our families. And it will continue to be felt for generations to come through the lives that will be saved, minds that will be educated, hearts that will be touched, and communities that will be strengthened. Everyone in this room, medical providers, staff members, donors, former and future patients, neighbors and friends, is part of the St. Mary's continued legacy. Tonight, we honor the past. Celebrate the present. And look to the future. Together we are the legacy of St. Mary's Medical Center.